morning, students. This is Ms. Mercado speaking. This short lecture is intended for my Principles of Managerial Accounting classes. I have two classes. I have an online class and I have a hybrid class. Now, for my online class, there will be no changes to instruction. As you all are aware, we are having kind of like an issue the whole community is facing due to the coronavirus. Due to the coronavirus, fear of it spreading or reaching our students and for the well-being of everybody, South Texas College has decided to postpone our face-to-face instruction until further notice. Okay, I'm sure all of you have been getting the communications from the president or from our college about what's going on with the virus. It is being monitored, and the college decided to make the executive decision to postpone any face-to-face interaction, not having any groups meet for the fear of the virus spreading or getting people, being affected. So because of the coronavirus issue that we are facing, my face-to-face classes will no longer be face-to-face, but have been transitioned to an online environment, okay? If you were taking my class online, nothing has changed. We're going to continue right as where we left off before we left to spring break. The change is more towards my hybrid classes. Okay, before we were meeting twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 to 11:50 a.m. in Star Campus. We will no longer be meeting. Okay, because we will no longer be meeting, then my class has also transitioned to an online environment as well. Okay, now I am going to be recording videos or short lecture, not short, just lectures, because they are going to be kind of long once we start covering actual content. Okay, that is on week number 12. We will cover chapter 22. I will be recording videos to supplement my face-to-face instruction. Okay, so I will be recording videos explaining how to solve some of your homework problems, not all of them, because it is very time-consuming. Sometimes, even in my hybrid class, with 4 hours of instruction time, we didn't have enough time to complete all of the problems. Okay, so I am not going to cover all of them. I'm going to pick and choose the ones that are, I think, a little bit more complicated or that you're going to be seeing on your test, and I'll go over those specifically, and I'll let you handle the rest. Okay. Now, these videos are going to be supplement to what you already have on Cengage. I'm sorry. So Cengage does have some videos embedded within each of the problems that will help you complete your homework. Okay, these are going to be supplemental videos. Okay, I wasn't recording these videos before for my online class because they are very time-consuming to create. Okay, simply this morning I've been trying for over 2 hours to record my video, and for one thing or the other, the system goes down. It stops recording. It is a challenge to record videos. Okay, this is my third try trying to complete this video for you guys. It is time consuming. I have to prep. I have to create the templates of where I'm going to be completing the assignments. I have to record the video. I have to upload the video into YouTube. I have to upload the video into our Blackboard shells. So it's a long 4 or 5 hour process for each video. Okay, that is the reason I was not doing these videos before. I don't have the time to do videos for every single class. But now that we will not be meeting with my face-to-face class, I'm going to use that instruction time, that 4 hours a week that I was spending in class. I'm going to use those 4 hours to record my videos. Okay, so that will give me enough time to create these videos and upload them for you. Because I am going to be creating these videos for my hybrid classes, I'm going to share them with my online class as well. That way both of my classes have the same resources. Okay, so for week number 10 and week number 11, I don't have to worry so much about content because week number 10, you're working on your test and you're starting on your group project. And week number 11, you have all week to work and complete your project. Okay, and we'll go over that in a bit. So let me log in here into my hybrid class. Okay. My hybrid class is structured the same way as my online class. So if I go through one, whatever you see in my hybrid class, you're going to be seeing in my online class. I've set them up identical. So some things to note. I went ahead and I added a discussion. So both of my classes now will have this discussion forum, where if you have any questions that you need to communicate with your group members, or that you need to communicate with your classmates, you're working on a specific problem and you have a question, or you're working on your project or your group project and you don't understand the specific instructions or whatever the case might be, you can just post a general post to the whole class, and then anybody can respond. Okay, this is more for student interaction. I will jump in there and then look at the information once in a while and respond if needed. If you need clarification on a specific question from me, then it's best that you send me either an email or a Blackboard message. And I would prefer 100% more a Blackboard message. That way I can keep track of all of my classes separately. Okay? If you are sending me an email, please include your name and the class that you're in, because I do have over 250 students. So it becomes difficult for me to pinpoint what class you're in. Okay? So if you are sending me a regular email, your full name and the class that you're in, and then your questions. Okay? If you're sending me a Blackboard message, then you don't have to do that because you automatically fall into that specific class. I know what class you're in. Okay? So I've created this for you. That way you all can post into the forum. Okay? I have also posted an announcement every week for my online classes. This is, on a weekly basis. On a Monday, I post what's going on for the week. I hadn't been doing this for my hybrid classes because we were meeting face-to-face, so we would see each other twice a week. But now that we are transitioning to an online environment, you will be seeing these posts weekly. So I post these announcements on Mondays, letting you know what's going on for the week. If anything comes up during the week, then I'll post another announcement, but it's only on a rare case. Usually my posts are on a Monday. Okay? So if you read the announcement, I let you know what's going on, give you specific instructions. I'll let you read the announcement. For this specific week, you are going to work on a group project. So I did post in your announcement to your group members that you're going to have in your group. Okay. So for my hybrid class, I only have 8 students. So I've got 2 groups. For my online class, I have, I believe, 32 students. So I've created the groups, and you'll find that information under your announcements as well. And I'll go there in a bit, okay? But make sure that you read the announcements, okay? Now I'm going to jump over to the course content, okay? Make sure that you look for week number 10. That is where we're going to be starting, okay? So, on week number 10, I have included here the review for your test. This review was provided to you before spring break. Okay? That way you could start preparing. Now let me note a minor change. Okay? Before, my traditional class, my hybrid class, the one that we would meet face-to-face, had a shorter window to complete their test because we were meeting face-to-face. Now that my traditional or my hybrid class has transitioned to online, I'm going to give both my classes the same amount of time to complete their test. So I have made a modification to the test window for my hybrid class. So both classes, both of my my managerial accounting classes, will have from Monday, March the 23rd, through Friday, March the 27th, to complete test number 2. You'll have 5 full days. Okay? You have 2 tries to complete your test. If you complete the test once, you don't do very well, please go back, restudy, refocus, take notes, prepare, and use the second attempt. Okay? Please try to get at least a 70% or greater. Okay? The higher the grade, the better. But please, at a minimum, try to get a 70, a C, which is a passing grade. Okay? So, this is what's going to happen. This is what you're going to have on your test. Make sure that you do take the test between Monday through Friday. And because I will not be granting any makeups or extensions. Unless you have a documented excuse, then that will be on a case-by-case basis. But for most students, no extensions, no makeups. You have 5 days to complete your test online. 2 tries. Okay? Your test is worth 125 points. A breakdown is included. If you have any questions, please, send me a Blackboard message, whatever the case might be. I will not be answering any content-related questions related to the test. Okay? Miss, I don't know how to solve exercise 21.3. Well, you should have asked me 3-4 weeks ago when we covered chapter 21 or whatever the case might be. Okay. I will not be answering any content-related questions while the test is being administered. But you do have all of the resources. You have your book, you have your homework, you have the solutions to your homework with the feedback, so you can study and prepare. Okay. So this is going to be happening this week, week number 10. You'll also be working or begin working in your group project. The group project is going to be available week number 10 and week number 11. The group project is due on Sunday, April the 5th. Okay? So, during this week, week number 10, please establish communication with your group members. Distribute the work. Figure out how you're all going to break it up. If you're all going to work on it individually and then compare answers, figure out how you're going to do it. You can communicate with your group members through Blackboard. You can set up a WhatsApp group. You can Skype. There's just so many technological advances that you can do to communicate with your group members. That way you can get this project completed timely. Okay? So you all figure out how to establish communication with your group members, but this is very important. Only the group members that participate will get the points. If you don't participate, don't count on your points. Okay? Keep track of your communication with your group members. That way, if, let's say Juan doesn't participate and then he comes to me and says, well, miss, they never gave me an opportunity to participate. I can go back to your group and say, hey, Juan is saying that you all didn't allow him to participate. Do you have any communication where you reached out to him? So you can forward to me. Okay? On the bottom, you have your group project instructions. Okay? The first one is the group project instructions, and I've opened up the file here. This is what the instructions look like, okay? Here on the top, you're going to enter your group members' names, okay? If you need more line items, just include them below. Only include the group members' names that participate, okay? Now, you will only be submitting one file per group. One file per group. So you identify the team leader or someone that's going to be designated to uploading the final project, because I only need one per group, okay? And then here are the requirements for the assignment, okay? We're going to be preparing budgets for Gold Medal Athletic Company. I'm providing you with information, and I'll go over that right now. And then you are being required to prepare a series of budgets, okay? You also have some critical thinking, short essay questions. So that will be provided as well. Okay. On the second tab, you're going to have all of the information that you need to complete the budgets. Okay. So you're going to be using this information to complete the budgets. Then we go to the budget templates. I've already set them up for you. You just fill in the items. The ones that are green are the ones that are missing. You need to give me the information on everything that is highlighted green. Now what I've done is I've included some of the answers. Okay, the ones in gray, I've included I've included some of the solutions. That way you can kind of cross-check that you have the answers correct. Okay, so I've given you some of the answer choices there. That way you can have as guidance. Okay, but you will be filling in the green boxes. Okay, make sure you fill out all of them. Okay, and remember, in budgets, the information from one budget flows to the following budget, flows to the additional, to the next budget. So you will be needing information from prior budgets to complete specific budgets. Okay. So these are the budgets that need to be completed. Okay. And then you also have some critical thinking questions. Okay. So these are the questions that need to be answered. Each question needs to be in a well-written format, and it needs to be more than 150 words. Okay? You can use any resource, either your book or the internet, to help answer your questions. Just make sure that you cite your sources. I want to know where you're getting your answers from, okay? From your research from, okay? So, the critical thinking questions are: identify and explain each of the major components of the operating budget. The operating budget has a series of budgets that fall within it. So you have to identify which budgets fall under the operating budget and explain each of those components to me. Okay? You're going to explain the interrelationships among the various components of the operating budget. Okay? So, how does the information from one budget relate or affect to the information utilized in the preceding budgets? You're going to explain the relationship amongst the different budgets. I want to know how they work. You can either draw me a diagram and then explain on the side, whatever you feel works best for your group. Okay, but explain in detail. You're going to define operational and capital budgeting. What are the differences between the two, and what are they? Okay, what are their purpose? Explain the roles of operational and capital budgeting in planning, controlling, and decision making. Make sure that you address each of the components. How does the roles of operational and capital budget impact planning, controlling, and decision making? Then below here, make sure that you include the list of all of your resources. The resources should be included, the list down here, and then within your actual answer, you should also include, where you got the information from. Okay. So this is the template that you're going to be using, and this is the project that you're going to be completing as a group. So it's up to you how you decide to distribute. Now this is not a group project that you can say, well, Juan does budget 1, Maria does budget 2, Pedro does budget 3. No, that's not how it works. This is a collaborative effort because you need the information from budget 1 to complete budget 2. Okay? Budget 1 is wrong, budget 2 will be wrong. Okay? So you need to work on this and come to an agreement as to what you think the correct answers are as a group. This is not a solo project, this is a collaborative project that you need to come up with together. Okay, so that is the information provided. I have also included a grading rubric. Okay, that grading rubric, I've opened it up over here. This is how I'm going to grade your project. Now the project is worth 150 points. 10 points are from your self and peer evaluation. 140 points are from the actual project. Okay. The peer evaluation will be completed on week number 11. Okay, so hold off on that. Week 11, you'll complete the peer evaluation. Week 11, you'll have the option to submit your project. Okay, so you will not see those options for submission until week 11. Okay, so here is budget 1. Budget 1 is worth 8 points, and there's 6 gradable items. Budget 2 is worth 9 points. There's 10 gradable items. What does this mean? There's 10 green boxes that you need to fill in. Budget number 3, it's worth 9 points. It has 17 gradable items. Okay. Budget 4, 9 points. It has 9 gradable items. So on and so forth. Okay. So we have budget 6. It's worth 12 points. It has 48 gradable items. Okay. The middle number is the point value for each item. Okay. So what I did is I divided the number of points by the number of gradable items, and I got your point value. Now your critical thinking questions, there's 4 critical thinking questions. Each question is worth 15 points. Okay, so that's 60 points of critical thinking. Okay, the budgets are going to be graded based on the accuracy of each of the solutions or calculations. So either it's very plain and simple, black and white. Is the number that you entered in the green box correct or not correct? Okay? And if it's correct, you get the point. If it's not correct, you get it incorrect. No points. Your critical thinking is a little bit more based on, the level of detail that you include. So the critical thinking questions will be graded on the length, the quality, the accuracy, the clarity, your APA style, proper grammar of the response. The major component that I look for is accuracy. How correct is the information that you're providing? Is the information correct? Are you addressing all of the requirements included? Okay. All of the group members need to participate in the project. Okay? If they don't participate, then you don't include them in the project. Okay? Don't put them on. If a group member does not participate, do not include their name here. Okay? Just keep it off. Okay? Okay. So that is what's going on this week. I've also included the group list. This is the list of your group members, group 1 and group 2. That way you can keep track. Okay? Now I'm going to go over to my online class. That way you can see how that information looks over for you guys. And it'll be the same thing. The only thing that changes, let me go to week 10. The only thing that changes is you've got your information here about your test. You've got your deadlines and your assignments. You've got your instructions. You've got your rubric. The only thing that changes is the group list, okay? For my online class, there will be 6 groups assigned. So I put you in groups. These are your group members. Please try to establish communication with them. If you are having issues, establish communication. If by Wednesday of this week, the Wednesday of week number 10, you don't hear back from a group member, send me an email or a Blackboard message. Ms. Mercado, Juan has not responded. We've sent him 3 messages through Blackboard and he's not answering any of them. I will proceed to emailing Juan or Maria or Pedro or Pablo, whoever, and I will let them know. If you do not respond to your group members by such a date, you will be excluded from the group. Okay? So, and I'll copy your group members. That way the group members know he didn't reach out to us, he's being excluded, Ms. Mercado knows about it, and we're moving on without him. We cannot wait a week, 7, 10 days for that student to show up and say, here I am. No. The group needs to move on with the project, so the students should be logging into Blackboard every single day. Okay? It doesn't take but 5 minutes, guys, to go into Blackboard, check out what's going on, read your messages, read your announcements, and that's it. Okay? You need to have the responsibility of logging into Blackboard every single day, Monday through Friday. Okay? On the weekends, I don't post anything. Okay? I don't work on the weekends. Monday through Friday, I will post announcements, messages, emails, whatever the case might be. So please set up 10, 15 minutes of your time every day, either early in the morning or late in the afternoon or during your lunch break, whatever works for you, to check Blackboard. Okay? I cannot stress that enough. You not checking Blackboard is not an excuse for not answering to your classmates. Okay? So I understand we work. I work, you work, we have school that we have to complete, we have a family, we have the coronavirus issue to deal with, but we need to take responsibility. We are enrolled in school, we need to keep up with our assignments, and we need to stay communicated. So please log in into your Blackboard. Okay? So your group information is provided. Start working together on it. You do have 2 weeks to complete this project, 150 points. Okay, let me close that. So basically that's how it's gonna work. Every week you'll have to just go to your course content. You go to the week that you're working on. Maybe next week, this is what you're gonna be seeing. This is where you're gonna upload your budgets project, and this is where you're gonna upload your group and peer evaluation. Okay, everybody needs to complete the group and peer evaluation. 1 submission per group for your final project. Okay, so every week you'll see that my courses are structured the same. Every week you just go to the week we're in, you click on it, and you'll find useful information. Okay, remember, if you need to contact me, Blackboard messages is my preferred method of contact. You just create a message and you select it. You can use this to communicate with your classmates or with myself. Okay, I post announcements every Monday. Make sure that you read your announcements. They provide very useful information. I've created the discussions. That way you all can communicate with each other via discussions. You can just create, you just click here on the discussion. You click here, and then you can just create a thread. And then you can just, maybe I have a question on problem 2, okay? And then you type your question here, and you submit. And then everybody will be able to see it, okay? So you can just post on the discussion forum, okay? And that's basically it. This particular video was just intended to let you know how it's going to be working from now till the end of the semester, or now until STC's leadership team either decides either to close for the rest of the semester, or if we go back to face-to-face instruction, then well, we just go back to normal, okay? But meanwhile, we are in an online environment. I will be doing these videos for you to kind of facilitate your learning experience. Do not be shy. If you are struggling with anything, please reach out to me. I'm here to help you out. And that's basically everything that I have. Stay safe, wash your hands, disinfect, try to stay home if you can as much as possible. Don't go to places that are too crowded with people. This is a time where we need to take care of each other, take care of your elders, of your children. And I hope this passes soon. That way we can just go back to normality. Okay? Until next week, where I record my next video for you. Take care, and I'll be here if you have any questions. Thank you.